Hello, I am Susan Gill, and I am a judge in the Kern County Superior Court. Like most of my friends and family, I was devastated to learn of the death of Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg last Friday, September 18. I had spent the previous morning celebrating Constitution Day with the fourth grade classes at Endeavor Elementary School as part of a project of the Kern County Bar Association Charitable Foundation. This year, the foundation donated to Kern County schools books highlighting two important constitutional amendments: the 15th Amendment, which guaranteed Black men the right to vote, and the 19th Amendment, which extended that vote to all women. If we must lose Justice Ginsburg, it seems fitting to lose her so close to Constitution Day and in the year in which we celebrate the centennial of the ratification of the 19th Amendment. Not many people grow up idolizing Supreme Court justices as their heroes. Instead, we choose to idolize people like movie stars, athletes, and others whose impact on our lives is not nearly so monumental as the work of our Supreme Court. Yet that has changed with Justice Ginsburg, who has become a rock star idolized by children and adults, men and women, lawyers and laypersons. The notorious RBG took it all in good humor. I am inspired by the work ethic of both the first woman Supreme Court Justice, Sandra Day O'Connor, and of Justice Ginsburg. Justice Ginsburg's resolve to work through bouts of cancer, and even up until the last weeks of her life, are inspirational to all of us. She is a tremendous role model for everyone, and especially for women and girls. I'm glad she knew she was immensely popular. I have chosen to reflect upon a civil case Justice Ginsburg identified as one of her two favorite civil cases, MLB versus SLJ 519 U.S. 102, which was decided by the United States Supreme Court in 1996. Justice Ginsburg wrote the opinion. The case involved an appeal by a mother from a judgment of a Mississippi trial court that terminated her parental rights to her two children. When they separated, the parents had agreed the children would live with their father. The father soon remarried, and he and his new wife sought to terminate the mother's parental rights so the stepmother could adopt the children. They claimed that the mother was behind in her child support payments, and she had not maintained regular visitation with the children. The mother responded with a request that she be given custody of the children because the father had not complied with the judgment, which provided for her to visit with the children. The trial court granted the father's request, but as Justice Ginsburg observed in the decision, the judge did not describe the evidence that revealed precisely why MLB was decreed forevermore a stranger to her children. The mother appealed the trial court's decision, paying $100 as a filing fee. When she was told she needed to pay additional costs of over $2,000, the mother sought relief to be allowed to appeal without paying the cost of preparing the record. However, the Mississippi Supreme Court denied her request. Without the ability to pay these substantial costs, the mother would lose her right to have the higher court review the decision to terminate her parental rights. So she sought review from the highest court in the land, the United States Supreme Court. Justice Ginsburg wrote in the decision, "Choices about marriage, family life, and the upbringing of children are among associational rights this court has ranked as of basic importance in our society, rights sheltered by the 14th Amendment against the state's unwarranted usurpation, disregard, or disrespect. MLB's case involving the state's authority to sever permanently a parent-child bond demands the close consideration the court has long required when a family association so undeniably important is at stake. MLB is endeavoring to defend against the state's destruction of her family bonds and to resist the brand associated with parental unfitness adjudication. Like a defendant resisting a criminal conviction, she seeks to be spared from the state's devastatingly adverse action." In conversations with RBG, Justice Ginsburg told Jeffrey Rosen that she was able to persuade a majority of the court that depriving a parent of parental status is as devastating as a criminal conviction. I thought MLB was a significant case in that regard, getting the court to think about the impact on a woman like MLB of being declared a non-parent. I find it truly shocking that three of her colleagues, Chief Justice Rehnquist, Justices Scalia and Thomas, dissented from the decision. Thank goodness Justice Ginsburg was able to persuade her remaining colleagues of the merit of her position. Because of this decision, no person, mother or father, will lose the right to seek review of a trial court's decision terminating their parental rights merely because they cannot pay for the cost of preparing the transcript. And this case will continue to be the law, no matter who is on the Supreme Court in the future. All parents and children, so all people, should be grateful to Justice Ginsburg for this case and for the entire body of work as a lawyer, a judge, and as a Supreme Court justice. I know I am.